Someone said half of those Mattel movies are definitely getting canceled, no doubt. I agree with you. Let's go through those lists. So let's see Mattel movies. Because if Barbie's a success, they're gonna put all those Mattel movies um to action, man. So I saw one Mattel movies. Let me see if I can find a better article that has a lot more of them. So I know there's 45, but I think I found one that had like the most of them. Here's 17 of them. Probably the most interesting ones. All right, so let's see if we would actually watch these, whether they're a good idea or they're a bad idea, okay? So starting off with the first thing, Lee Dunham is directing a Polly Pockets movie starring Lily Collins. Now, I actually remember Polly Pockets. I had a cousin that had these, and she loved these, and I thought they were actually kind of fun. They're like these, like, you're a kid, man, and I think these were cool. So these were like these little, like, carryable things, and they had the tiniest little dolls. You could put them in there, and they all came with their little stuff. I was a sucker for mini toys. So, like, I always actually played with this, even though it was my cousin's. I would have loved me a Polly Pocket back in the day. I thought those were cool. To see a universe, I don't know how that would work. It says here this was announced in 2021. Deadline reported it. Okay, I'm going to rate these from a scale of 1 to 10. The Polly Pocket movie, I'm going to give a 6. It has potential, but this just feels like Barbie light. What do you do with Polly Pocket, you know? Do you just make it of them as toys? Do they do the mini stuff? Is it another downsizing movie with Matt Damon that was so disappointed? I want my money back, Matt Damon. Don't watch downsizing, guys. Okay, moving on from there. 7 out of 10 for that. Okay, Mattel is making an Uno heist comedy with Little Yachty. Little Yachty? Is that who I think it is? I think I've heard some Little Yachty music. Is he the one with the red dreads? Or am I thinking... Yeah, it is the one with the red dreads. Okay, a heist movie with a rapper, Little Yachty. Is he still popular? Is he still going? So this was announced in 2021 by a Variety article. And Uno card, is this like based on a true story or something like that? They say here, the first draft that I sent in was effing heavy, Kelly said, explaining that each swear word was flagged by an executive. And then the next draft had one. I got my one well-placed PG-13 F word. Yeah, so we have to remember, these are still, kid brands, family brands. You can't make an R-rated cursing Little Yachty Uno heist movie. That's funny that they did that. I'm curious about that, but I don't know how Uno and heist go together. What is that? How do you do a heist movie with Uno cards? Like, are you stealing a rare pack of Unos from somebody? Or is it like you playing a game of poker? I'm going to go 6 out of 10 again. It has potential. I like heist movies. I like comedy. I've heard some Little Yachty stuff, but I don't see the dots there. How do you peak incoming? Oh, y'all are on for it, okay? Hey, feel free to rate these as I go along. Ain't no way. Yeah. So, I don't know. Tagline, sheesh. Yeah. So, for me, that's still a 6 out of 10. So far, I don't see one that's like sticking out. 0. Someone said 0. Oh, it's okay. Let's see what else we have here. So, we have Get Out star Daniel Kaluuya is making an A24 type film about Barney. We've heard about this movie for a long time. So, this one's going to be almost kind of like Hook. Steven Spielberg's Hook, where he had Peter Pan grow up, or the Winnie the Pooh movie with Obi-Wan Kenobi. What was that? I forget the actor's name, but something like that. So we have Daniel Kaluuya, who I think is a great actor. If you guys don't know who Daniel Kaluuya is, let me just show you his face real quick. You might know him from Get Out. I think he's great. Having him in the Barbie movie, sure. I'd watch it just for Daniel Kaluuya. This was first reported back in 2019. And this is how they announced it. Barney taught us I love you and you love me. Won't you say you love me too? That's one of the first songs I remember. And what happens when that isn't true? Barney lied to you? Oh my God. I thought that was really heartbreaking. I have no idea why, but it feels like that makes sense. It feels like there's something unexpected that can be potent and optimistic, especially at the time. Now, I think that's really needed. To me, it just sounds like they're trying to make a dark, depressing Barney movie, which maybe it could work out. But I just, if that's the movie you make, think about the parents that take their kids to go see a Barney movie, expecting them to be like, oh, it's just a good little blow-off, silly, fun movie, and they walk out crying, sad about their adult lives. but I'm willing to watch it because I like getting sad and depressed from time to time. So you know what? 8 out of 10 for me. 8 out of 10 for this one. I want to see this one. 10 out of 10. Okay, good. I'm glad some of y'all are into that one. So far, the Barney movie is the one we're most excited for. Okay, Tom Hanks is going to be in one of these. Okay, Tom Hanks is going to space in an upcoming Major Matt Mason movie. All right, man. I guess I didn't have a childhood. I don't know what a Major Matt Mason doll is. What kind of toy is this? Major Matt Mason. Okay, so he was just kind of like the Buzz Lightyear toy for real life? It was just an astronaut toy. Okay. All right. I've never seen one of these. I've never heard of a Major Matt Mason. If any of y'all ever had this one, that's awesome. No. This is the packaging it came in. Okay, nostalgic, kind of cool. Literally never heard of it or seen it, but I guess just think real life Buzz Lightyear doll for our time is what we had. This is announced in 2019. It's based on the 1960s astronaut toy. It says here, unironically, according to the New Yorker, Major Matt Mason was the inspiration. Oh, look, it says right there, was the inspiration for Buzz Lightyear in Toy Story. So I wasn't crazy. It is basically Buzz Lightyear in our real life. That toy is the inspiration for Buzz Lightyear. You learn something new every day, and I got to record it on camera. You guys get to see that right there. That's cool. I love Tom Hanks. I guess I'll give it 7 out of 10. 7 out of 10 out of excitement. Mainly for Tom Hanks and that connection to the Buzz Lightyear that made me feel smart. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll see how that turns out. A space movie. This one right here, though, it can make or break. It can make or break. So we got Magic 8 Ball is getting the horror treatment. So, someone said sleep out of 10 for that last movie. Mattel is starting a forest fire. Okay. So we have a Magic 8 Ball horror movie, and we got a big update on this one. So, dang, that's how long ago? The Guardian reported that in 2006, Universal tried to make a Magic 8 Ball rom-com. Then later, Paramount tried to make a National Treasure-style movie about the fortune-telling ball. What? They've been trying to make a Magic 8 Ball movie forever, man. That's crazy. I kind of like that National Treasure idea. That sounds cool. But in 2019... it was said that they'd be making the movie. And the latest update, if you guys saw Side Flick, I mentioned this. The writers of White Powdered Sugar Bear, which now I got to be careful with putting that on screen because my Clips channel got monetized. And that video where we talked about the White Powdered Sugar Raccoon movies and all that kind of stuff got demonetized. Anyways, I liked White Powdered Sugar Bear. I thought that was a good movie. I thought it was really funny. But we can't expect it to be rated R because here they say we're not going to make any R-rated movies. We're not going to make anything that feels violent or that alienates families. We want to stay within the parameters of Mattel. Now, even though they said that, they also said Magic 8 Ball is the closest movie that is the movie that gets closest to a rated R without being rated R. So they're going to try to make this horror movie work. I just don't have a lot of faith in Jeff Wadlow. No offense, he made Truth or Dare and Fantasy Island for Blumhouse. I was just kind of like, eh. So I'm gonna give an 8 out of 10 again. I'm interested to see a Magic 8 Ball turned into a horror movie. How is that gonna work? You know, you shake the ball and it says you're gonna die in 7 days or something like that, or like don't take the stairs today or something like that. I'm curious to see it. So that one's good for me. Oh, y'all were talking about this earlier. Another movie that's been trying to get made for years, a live-action He-Man. You remember when who's the guy who played Atom Smasher in Black in Black Adam? It was Noah Centineo. He was going to be He-Man for the Netflix movie, and then they canceled that, and now someone else is going to be He-Man. We still don't know. I'll get 8 out of 10 again. My dad's a big He-Man fan, so I'm excited just for him because my dad grew up watching He-Man. He likes He-Man a lot. I didn't watch a lot of He-Man growing up. So that's cool. Hot Wheels, yes. Now this could be the Fast and the Furious franchise for Mattel. This one I'm honestly going to give like a 9 out of 10 because I feel there's so much potential here. There's so many cool things they could do. J.J. Abrams described it as being gritty and emotional. I don't know how you could cry over some Hot Wheels, but it could happen. John Cena as He-Man, yeah, that'd be cool. Chris is He-Man. Oh, I need to hit the gym a little harder before I go. Let's go Skeletor. Yeah. So I don't know. This Hot Wheels one, I'm kind of pumped for. I'm going to give a 9 out of 10 for Hot Wheels. I'm emotional. Yeah. Hey, these Hot Wheels will make you cry. I believe it. Okay, what is this nonsense? What Christmas balloon will be a true story? Mattel makes balloons that are Christmas themed. Not 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 all Mattel movies will be about their toys. Okay. In 2021, Deadline reported that Mattel is developing its own live-action holiday movie, Christmas Balloon. Okay. The family drama, which is based on a true story, follows a young girl living in a Mexican border town who tries to send a Christmas list to Santa via a balloon, but instead, the list is found by a couple in Arizona grieving the loss of their child. Oh my god, I can't believe I was making fun of this. That sounds so heartwarming. This was a true story? How does Mattel own this heartbreaking story? Did they kill the family? That's so messed up to me to say. I shouldn't say that. But okay. That actually sounds sweet. That sounds like a Hallmark movie or a Lifetime movie. They're just making movies, bruh. Who let Mattel cook? If that happened in real life, that's kind of interesting. You know, you write a Christmas letter, attach it to a balloon, it flies away, lands at someone's house in Arizona, and then they go, "We're gonna give you that Christmas. We're gonna give it to you." All right, that could be nice. That could be sweet. I just don't know how that's attached to Mattel. Like, they own this story. That's so interesting. Or was the balloon that the letter came from attached to them? I bet Chris feels bad about making fun. I do feel bad. All right. Someone said, so like Flamin' Hot. I don't know if that's a lot like Flamin' Hot, but yeah. Thomas the Tank Engine is getting a live action movie. I'll rate this one 8 out of 10 just because it does sound like a heartwarming story. I don't see why Mattel owns that story. But Thomas the Tank Engine is also getting a live action treatment at Mattel. Okay. We've known about this for a while. I did watch some Thomas the Tank Engine growing up. I said this was reported in 2020. Team up with the Foster's production company. The Fosters have turned a children franchise into a feature film before, having directed Christopher Robin. I'm curious how this will go. It just feels like it'll be Cars, but with trains. It could be nice. I don't have like a lot of faith in it. 10 out of 10 for me. Okay, this was your childhood. Chris. Oh, you guys. I'm sorry. I didn't know. I'm just trying to make y'all laugh. Thomas Waite live action. Yeah, live action, my friend. This will be good. Maybe not. We saw what MODOK looked like live action. Can you imagine this Thomas the Tank Engine eyes and face staring at you? That might be a little scary. I'd be curious to see that. If anything, I think it'll turn out kind of like the Clifford the Big Red Dog movie, where it was like just okay. It existed. It happened. 6 out of 10 for me. Sorry, guys. I'm not a big Thomas the Tank Engine. Whoa! Vin Diesel is planning to join another franchise with Rock'em Sock'em Robots. I remember playing with this as a kid. I had one of these. Played with it with my brother. Had a lot of fun with it. And then one day we just never picked it back up. But Vin Diesel is going to be attached to it. This could end up being kind of like Real Steel. Doesn't this give you like Real Steel vibes? That's kind of like what it'll end up being. I love Real Steel with Hugh Jackman. That's a great movie. But you could have Vin Diesel who controls a bot. Someone else controls another one, which is exactly what the toy is. You mean you're controlling it, trying to punch them, getting it out. This feels like it's just going to be Mattel's version of Real Steel. The publication reports that Rampage writer... Oh, okay. I wasn't a big fan of Rampage. That's the Dwayne Johnson movie. Write the script and the story will follow a father-son who bond with an advanced war machine that's literally Real Steel. A father and son who bond with an advanced war machine. Is that not Real Steel? The Hugh Jackman, father, son, they bond over that machine. Yeah, this is basically Real Steel. You know what? I'll see it again. I don't mind. 7 out of 10 just for Vin Diesel. Because family. You don't give up on family. Copycat. Oh my god. Let's see who's next. Oh, those are terrifying. Ever since watching Megan, that's scary right there. Okay. American Girl is another doll getting a movie treatment. Now, I've heard American Girl is basically like the Ferrari of dolls for girls. You know, you either buy your daughter the Walmart dolls or you take her to the American Girl doll store and buy her a $300 doll, whatever they cost. I guess that makes sense. I'm not even going to read much about this. We know how this works. A doll movie. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 here. I don't really care about that. Unless they bust it out like Barbie, then maybe I'll be excited. But I never cared much for that. Borat co-writer Dan Mazer is working on a big Jim movie. What is Big Jim? Oh my god, I feel like something bad will pop up if I search Big Jim. Let me take this out real quick, guys. I don't want a Big Jim popping up in your face. Know what I'm saying? Okay, good. It's just toys. We're good. We're good. Big Jim. Who is Big Jim? Is just like a doll that's buff? Includes muscle band. Big Jim, all star. Dang, they're really like just going through the library of their old toys. So I guess this was a toy that your grandpappy would buy. It has a little like muscle belt attached. Big Jim. Oh, it flexes. That was the cool thing. So the doll flexes. Like you could literally bend the arms and it would do it. That's kind of cool. You know what? This kind of like, who is that? Who photoshopped their face onto there? That's hilarious. Man with a beard. Okay, so it's kind of like a Lance Armstrong, whatever that Armstrong, stretchy Armstrong guy, but it's just muscles. Okay, Mattel is not restricting itself to its most famous toys because the company is also. Oh, thank you so much there. Appreciate that. Slim Jim. Just a random action figure. Exactly. Armstrong. There we go. Stretch Armstrong. Appreciate that. Mattel is not restricting itself its most famous toys because the company is also bringing back toys from the last century. So this, oh my gosh, it says here, Bridget co-wrote the Borat films and directed the Home Alone reboot. No, I hated the Home Alone reboot, man. I don't think I'm gonna love that at all. Thanks, Westside, there for the gifted. I'm giving this a 4 out of 10. It's just literally a random action figure that can flex. How do you turn that into a movie? The whole movie is just gonna be him going, "Nah, did you get popcorn and drinks out here?" Yeah, no, this is not for me. Not for me. Let's keep going here. Jason Bateman, 10 out of 10 already. Don't even have to know what it is. Jason Bateman's production company is creating a movie based on Chatty Kathy and Betsy Wetsy dolls. Okay, this sounds familiar. Chatty Kathy. That's what I was called in school, believe it or not. You're a little Chatty Kathy, aren't you? Yeah, well, what are you doing, Karen? Oh my god, that is horrifying. How is... that is such a scary looking doll. Okay, so Chatty Kathy. These are just like dolls your grandma would play with, man. They're making movies about all these. I assume they just were like the first talking doll. This looks like the beginning of a horror movie, man. The world's most famous talking doll. Okay, so it was just a talking doll. And they're going to turn that into a movie. We've had like 10 or okay, like 3 talking doll movies on this list. Betsy Wetsy, is that the doll that pees itself? That sounds like the doll that pees itself. They're going to make a movie about the doll that pees itself. Is this? No. Maybe it is. What's a Betsy Wetsy doll? Okay. She drinks. Yes, this is the doll that pees itself. So they're making a movie about the doll that talks and the doll that pees itself. Why did I say 10 out of 10? Jason Bateman. I could already see him. All right. I can't believe that used to be a in the 1934. The doll that peed itself. Why do this exist? Hey, back in the day, before tablets or iPads or whatever toys coming out now today, kids wanted a doll that peed itself and talked. I get the hype. I understand it. Yeah, sorry, Jason Bateman. I love you, but unless you're popping up in the movie and making fun of these dolls, I'm going 4 out of 10 right there. Not that hype for it. Matchbox. Okay, so a Hot Wheels knockoff. Matchbox is another toy brand that Mattel intends to turn into a live-action movie. The New Yorker reported that Mattel is working with Skydance to create a movie based on Matchbox, a toy car brand. Okay. Again, I don't know if... I think Hot Wheels is better suited for like the Fast and Furious type of movie. Matchbox, maybe, but they're already making a Gran Turismo movie. I feel like Matchbox would be more of a serious take on it. 6 out of 10. We'll see how that goes. Not too hyped. MGM and Mattel are also creating a movie about Viewmaster. What do you do with this? I remember having some of these as a kid. What would you even do with that? L. Yeah. Wishbone. Oh my god. I had completely forgotten about this dog. Yo, I used to watch this all the time as a kid. This dog would go on crazy adventures through time. Let me see if I can pull up a clip or something about Wishbone. I completely forgot about Wishbone. I feel like I'm going to cry. Wishbone. It's going to hit my nostalgia bone right here. Oh. So this dog would just go on like time adventures or tell weird stories. Bark to the future. Oh, so adorable. I remember loving this show as a kid. I thought it was so sweet. That, you know what? 10 out of 10. I like the idea of them bringing back Wishbone. I can't believe that dog is still alive. I'm glad he's going to get another job again. Dog's not dead, guys. He's still alive. 100 out of 10 for the dog. I was in 2007, so I don't know nothing about it. Sorry, I know. It was in the 90s, but it was just a cool show about a dog randomly going on adventures. Kind of teaches you about literature, not history. It was literature. So he'd go into different books and he'd retell like famous books through the dog perspective. So Sherlock Holmes, things like that. I remember enjoying it. Mattel is also doing a Boglins. It's a gremlin like thing. What's a Boglin? I've never heard of a Boglin. Let's see what kind of toy is that. Oh, I have seen these. These things are ugly. I love it. Well, that's kind of cool packaging though. It looks like that one horror movie basket case, I think. Okay, I've never had these, never owned them, but I feel like I've seen them once or twice. Okay, that could be fun. It could be kind of like yeah, they're saying we're thinking Gremlins-ish, but with a twist. They haven't made Gremlins 3. I'm dying for another Gremlins movie. If they're not going to do it, they're going to do this. You know what? And they're saying it's a big Halloween movie. Oh, I love me Halloween films. So, you know what? 8 out of 10. I'm actually curious about that. That sounds good. And that's the end of our list, guys, right there. That is the end of our list for the Mattel movie. So, if Barbie makes a bajillion Barbie dollars, we're getting all these Mattel movies real quick. If it bombs, none of these movies are working. None of these movies are coming to us. Thank you guys for sticking with that. That's so funny. I'd like seeing all that, what was coming up.